Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be running you through my complete arm workout and how I grew my arms to 18 inches completely naturally. And no, I'm not going to try and sell you some supplements like fake esterone and try and make a quick buck off you guys. I'm going to give you a completely authentic outlook into my arm workout and give you some skills and tips that you can apply into your workout yourself. I'm not going to jump into what exercises I do yet. Watch till the end of the video so you can see exactly what I do throughout my arm day, because a lot of you are going to be actually quite shocked as to how simple my training is. But firstly, I'm going to run you through what my split consists of. One piece of advice that I'm going to give you is something that I never see most of the top fitness influencers preach about, and it's probably one of the most important aspects of your training. Alright, now to dive into what my split is, so I've been training for a number of years and I've tried a lot of different things. So I started out doing the bro split, as most people do, and then I moved on to doing push-pull legs. And I have tried the Arnold split for a short period of time, but what I found works the most and is the most effective for me personally is the upper lower, low frequency, high intensity training. This sort of training style is pretty similar to Sam Sulek. I see him preach about the effects of training like this a lot through his videos, going super hard with exercises and really overloading the muscle as much as you can. And I think this has worked for me personally. I've been training like this for ever since I started, honestly. It's what's helped me grow the most out of anything else. A good baseline on how I kept myself accountable through my training is aiming for 15 to 20 sets a week per muscle group. And with upper lower, that obviously means if you work out 6 days a week, you're hitting everything 3 times a week, not 2. So it's that very high frequency training, high intensity training as well. So every time you go to hit arms, you don't necessarily have to do 5 different exercises. I literally do 2 exercises for bis, 2 exercises for tris, because I'm hitting it literally in 2 days time. And obviously what you might hear about this sort of training is that it can become quite fatiguing depending on how crazy you're actually training. But with me, when I started this training, I noticed a difference in the first week or 2 as to me getting stronger straight away after doing push-pull legs and then switching to upper lower. My lifts were breaking past easy plateaus just because of that extra frequency of my training. So it really helped me just break past bench plateaus, preacher curl plateaus, most of my lifts, anything that I was really struggling with. As soon as I went to upper lower training very often, I was easily, What you'll probably notice throughout this video as well is that I don't really have much variety with my exercises. I'm not training 3 different exercises for my biceps. I'm literally just training like one pretty simple exercise, which is for biceps specifically, is preacher curls. I've always done preacher curls, and I really preach by sticking to an exercise that you enjoy. That is very important. And then overloading that exercise as much as you can and when you can. When I was doing this upper lower split, I was literally going up in strength every single week, slightly, obviously not crazy, but I was going up in strength either by reps or by an extra 1.25 kilos or 2.5 kilos every single week. For my arms, my 2 best exercises for bis and tris is literally preacher curls, skull crushers. They're the 2 main lifts that I've just overloaded over years, kept it simple, kept it the same, either gone up in reps or gone up in weight. They're the 2 main exercises I do for my arms, but they're not the only exercises that I do. They're just the 2 that I focus on the most with overloading and getting stronger with. So I'll walk you through what other exercises I do for my arms, but just keep in mind preacher curls and skull crushers are the 2 that I focus on getting stronger with, overloading the most. And I noticed what this did, especially with training arms every second day, is it literally tortured my arms into growing and getting stronger. I know that sounds bad, but it literally, like, I didn't give my arms a second to have a slack day, basically. That's the best way I can put it. But anyway, let's move on to my actual exercises and run you through my arm day. So starting off, the first exercise I do, and I'll alternate between what I start with. So one day I'll do biceps first, and the next time I train arms, I'll do triceps first, and I'll go biceps, triceps, biceps, triceps. Just because of the fact that you don't want to exhaust all your biceps first before you train your triceps. You want to try and even out the strongest part of your workout. The strongest part of your workout is going to be the beginning, right? So I want to try and exhaust my biceps first on one day, and then the next day I'm going to try and exhaust my triceps first. On this day, I was doing triceps first, so I started out with skull crushers, and what I do is 3 sets. First set, I'll warm up, and then I'll move on to doing 20 kilos each side, which adds up to about 48 kilos depending on the bar, and I'll do about 8 to 9 reps of this, and this will be sort of my working warm-up set. And then I'll go up in weight, and I'll do about close to 60 kilos, and I'll do 2 sets of this. So 1 working set and then 2 heavier sets. I'll go up to close to 60 kilos, and I'll try and get about 5 reps for both of these sets. And you'll also notice that every single set I'm going to failure. I literally cannot do another rep. If I can do another rep, I'll go for it. I try and keep a mental record for the next time I train as to how hard I went and how many reps I did as well. And I really can't stress more making sure you're always pushing yourself when you can. If you're feeling strong that day, go up in strength or get that extra rep in. Do not just fall short with what you're comfortable with. I know a lot of people can train and they just get comfortable with doing the same weight, the same reps, and they get stuck in that little hole of never progressing. If you feel strong that day, you need to push yourself. I can't stress that enough. And so obviously how this helped me out was I started out with skull crushers. I wasn't doing 60 kilos. I think I was doing 5 kilos a side. So what's that? Not even 20 kilos. So obviously over time, literally going up each time by 1.25 kilos, I progressively got to the strength that I am today. And so after these 3 sets of skull crushers, I'll move on to my bicep exercise. So like I said before, I'll do tries, bis, so that I'm not exhausting one muscle group and then going to the other muscle group and I'm pretty fatigued. Share the load. Share the energy around. And so I'll go to preacher curls for my biceps, and I'll do a pretty similar thing. I'm a little bit stronger with skull crushers than I am preachers, but pretty similar. So I'll do my first set is sort of a working / warm-up set, 20 kilos each side, adds up to close to 50 kilos, and I'll get about 8 to 9 reps of this. And then I'll do 2 heavy sets after that. So I do close to 60 kilos and I try and do about 5 reps of those 2 heavy sets. And so after preachers, I'll then move on to cable push downs. I really love this exercise. I use the triangle rather than the rope. That's just me personally. I really want to encourage you to do whatever's comfortable for you and what you enjoy the most. If you find that triangle or even the bar really burns your triceps the most and you can feel it the most when you're training and it's something you can easily overload and get stronger on, then I encourage you to do that. I really stress on going on your own personal journey of discovery with exercises and doing what you enjoy, what you feel the most, and what you can also see the most progression on as well. If you're doing something over and over again, you're not really getting anywhere, probably switch it up even if you enjoy it. Finding the right balance with those 3 things really. And so with tricep push downs, I use the triangle. I can go quite heavy on these. I full stack the machine and then I even put on extra weights, so the whole stack adds up to about just over 50 kilos. So I usually get about 8 to 9 reps for my first set, and then my second and third set I'll try and go up weight if I can, so I'll add one of those extra drop setting weights on. Yeah, I'll do about 6 reps for both those 2 heavy sets. So 1 working set, 2 heavy sets is the way I train with most muscles. And if I'm really feeling it, I'll just add a bit of extra volume in. Depending on how fatigued I am, obviously the upper-lower split can be quite fatiguing. So if I'm feeling up for it that day, I'll drop down the weight and then do some extra tricep overhead pressing movements as well, and just really burn my tricep till it feels like it's gonna burst out of my skin, sort of thing. And then so after this exercise, I will move back onto biceps and I'll do incline dumbbell biceps. Once again, I'll go pretty heavy on these, obviously maintaining good form as well. You don't want to be sacrificing weight for some pretty atrocious form. I'll actually do 27.5 kilos each arm, get 6 reps of 27.5 kilos, and then I'll drop down to about 15 kilos, keep going until my biceps just burning and I can't do another one. I can't stress enough, you need to be going to failure. You need to be pushing as hard as you can. I know Sam Sulek really preaches about he'd rather go too far than not far enough, and I've incorporated this into my training to really push myself past plateaus, and you need to be doing the same as well. I'll do 3 sets of this and I'll do 27.5 kilos and then I'll drop down to 15 kilos. Sometimes I tend to only do 2 sets of this exercise, but yeah, it's a little bit of like a superset volume sort of exercise. That's 4 exercises of arms. So if I do 3 sets per exercise, that is 6 sets in that day of that muscle group. So if I hit it 3 times a week, 6, 12, 18, that's 18 sets a week hitting that muscle group. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for my arm day. I might do another series on my chest. I have genetically gifted chest, so I might run you through my chest workout, which is pretty similar in the simple aspect of how I train. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, helps out the channel. And yeah, if you got anything out of this, leave a comment. If this is similar to how you train yourself, I'd love to hear some of your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Huh?